Why did I become a teacher? I think there's many things that came into play. I was young, trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. I absolutely loved sports, and I absolutely loved school. School was a safe place for me. School was somewhere I wanted to go. The teachers that surrounded me really, for the most part, were fantastic. And so I had great models throughout, and I'm sure that that influenced me, especially my high school teachers. I would say a few of them really made a difference and were inspiring and made me feel good about who I was, made me feel capable. And one of the things that, as I reflect back, that I think probably, most likely, definitely had an impact was I had a high school counselor who, and I'm not really sure why, I don't know why, but somehow she saw something in me. And she knew I wanted to go to university, but there wasn't a lot of money to do that. And so one of the things that she did that has had an impact, and I believe has influenced, again looking back, and I recognize that it had an influence, was she gave me $100 towards my university. Her name was Mrs. Brown. She's no longer with us anymore. And Mrs. Brown had an impact that I don't know that she knows she had, because I've been paying it forward ever since. $100 was a lot of money back then, and she put it in an envelope and put it towards my university education. I went into a Bachelor of Child Study and became a teacher and loved working with kids. Why did I become an educator? There are so many reasons for that. But like my other vloggers have said, it's about passion, it's about drive, it's about being compelled, like Ben said. And I definitely feel compelled to do what I do, not only to get into teaching, but to eventually choose to become a school counselor. And I am passion driven. I want to help students. I want to make a difference in their lives. There's no doubt about that. And I recognize the power of social media to be able to help us realize the impact that we have. Because sometimes I think as educators, we don't even really understand the influence that we can have in a student's life. But it's demonstrated by one of the letters that I received about 2 years ago on Facebook. A student that I had taught 20 years ago sent me a note, and this is what it said, and I'll read it to you. Mrs. Spellman-Can, my favorite teacher, thank you. I still, after 20 years, remember how wonderful you were to me. Life was never easy at that time, and it was hard for me until I was a young adult. Thank you for being so great at what you do. The only thing I have left from the fire in my home is my Most Improved Student Award that you gave me. I found it in my mother's purse when she killed herself 11 years ago. She left a note to me how I am the woman she wished she could be. I have made a great life for myself. I can't save everyone, but I know I'll help someone. Thank you for teaching me to read. It is my greatest tool in life. And I certainly didn't know that that student award, Most Improved Student Award, would have an impact. The things we do in education, the words we say, how we teach, it can make a difference. And we never know how it's going to make a difference. We don't always hear back from students and how we've impacted their lives, just like my teachers don't always know exactly how they impacted my life. And if they're alive, I'm going to tell them, and I want to tell them. And I think it's important if we tell people the difference that they make when they make it, or soon after, or even 20 years after. It doesn't matter. But those are some of the reasons that I continue to do what I do. Not only why do I teach, why do I remain in this profession, and the school counseling profession, the education profession, after 33 years. I remain because I still want to make a difference. I want to be able to do something to help kids and let them know that there are people in the world and there are educators in their buildings that are there for them. We spend a lot of time with students, and sometimes we spend more time with them than their parents do. And as a school counselor, I feel unbelievably honored and privileged to spend a lot of time really with the student, getting to know who they are and how I can help them. And it is an honor to do that. So it still brings me great joy to be able to do that every day. That's one of the reasons that I became an educator. This is a sign I have in my office, and it's one I absolutely believe. That I came into teaching not just to make a living, that I definitely came into teaching to make a difference. That's what I really wanted to do. I want to thank my fellow bloggers for sharing all the things that they have, and I've reflected on many of the things, and I so appreciate their comments to help me reflect on many of the things that are important to me. I know our words are powerful, and I know in my early teaching days there are things that I need to forgive myself for, and I want to continue on the journey because I am older and wiser. I know that I am very conscious about the things that I say and do now more than ever. And I want every day to be cognizant of that and to make sure that I really think about what I'm doing. So I could retire this year, but I'm not going to, because I want to see some changes. I want to be a part of some of the changes, and I want to learn along with the students in the next couple of years, so that I can continue to make a difference and learn from all of you as well as from them. So thank you.